Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Leslie here with the Plaid Poodle. Hope you're all doing well. I'm still kind of getting things set up. How many of you are going to be off a day all week long? I am going to be off a day all week long because this is going to seem like Monday to me. I hope you all had a good Memorial Day, remembering those who have made this country what it is, right? 3-day weekend. I just kind of relaxed yesterday. Saturday, we went over to my daughter's and we had a cookout with her. Just the 4 of us, 6 of us with the kiddos. And that was Sunday, and Saturday we did some yard work. Did a lot of yard work. I finally got my planters planted. I still have a couple of things I want to do, but that'll come. I'm going to turn on my comments. If you're here, I would love it if you'd say hello or wave or stick a heart in the air or something. Before we get started, and while we're waiting for everybody to come on, I just have a couple of things. Let me turn my camera here. Whoops. There we go. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll have this posted on my blog as well as my Facebook page. But Stampin' Up! Announced today that anyone who is interested in joining as a demonstrator between June 3rd and June 30th, so it's just a 1-month promotion, they will get what they normally get, which is $125 worth of any product currently on sale on the website. In addition to that, you get a free bundle, either a stamp. Hi, Betty. Good to see you on there. You either get an additional punch stamp set bundle or a die stamp set bundle. And we know those can, be a little pricey. So if you have ever thought about joining Stampin' Up, I would love for you to be on our team. And I would love to have the opportunity to talk to you about it. We have hobby demos, and we have people who do this as a part-time business. Hobby demos are just people who just join for the discount and the fun. And I think we have a fun team. So, except we haven't been able to get together much because of all of this social distancing. But that's a really good deal. That's like I think, some of those bundles are up to $55. So that's an extra $55. So you would get that plus the free shipping. $99 plus tax and free shipping. And you would get $125, your choice of product, plus an extra bundle, your choice. So that's a pretty good deal, and it's through the month of June. So if you're interested in that, give me a shout. I'd love to talk to you about it. May is almost over, but if you place an order with me during the month of May, that's every $30 increment, using this hostess code, your name will go in the drawing for the little ladybug stamp set. It's a fun, cute little stamp set, and it's the red rubber. I guess we call it cling stamps now. But it's a cute little stamp set that was for hostesses only during celebrations. So put your name in for that. The month is almost over. If you order, your name will go into that drawing to win that. And then we had another drawing from last Wednesday's Coffee and a Card. We made this card. we made this cute little tie-dye pineapple card. And everybody who commented during the, well, actually not during the live, but during the video and the replay, I gave you about 24 hours. Anybody who commented, your name went in for, I will mail you the card, and Loopy Yazelle won the card. So I will be mailing that out to you, Loopy, real soon. Like today. Maybe tomorrow. I might have missed my mail guy. Sometimes he comes early, sometimes he comes late, but I wanted to announce that. So congratulations, Loopy, and we'll do that again today. Every comment left during the live and the replay, I will choose. I will put your name in a hat, and we'll send you the card that we make today. We're going to use some retiring products, of course. I'm just trying to kind of look through everything that's going away that I'm going to miss. And this is the Designer Series paper we're going to use. This is called Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. And it's very similar to like a Claude Monet, an impressionistic painting. In fact, these would be pretty. Look at this one. This is the one we're using today. Oh, gorgeous. They would be pretty to frame in a 12 by 12 frame, which I've done before with Designer Series paper. That's been beautiful. Uses some really pretty colors. We're going to use Blackberry Bliss today, which coordinates with it, and Petal Pink, which coordinates with it. This is a real soft one too. My dog just ran in and found a piece of paper on the floor. Now she's chewing it up. She thinks she's getting away with something. I really like that one too. I had to decide between this one and the one we're using. It's a hard decision. Anyway, those are pretty papers, and they are discounted right now. Normally, they are $11.50 a pack, and they are $8.05 a pack right now, and they are available still. I checked the website to make sure they're available. The card we're going to make today, hi Carol, is a panel card. And I don't think I've made very many of these. I know I haven't made this type of panel card on a Facebook Live, and I don't know that I have in any of my classes either. So it was kind of fun to learn how to do it. There's several different types of panel cards, and I'm just using the Piece of Cake stamp set. It is also retiring. If you're interested in that, grab it before the end of the month. And then the Cake Builder Punch, and it is discounted. It's normally $18 and it's marked down to $10. So if you wanted the stamp set and the punch together, the stamp set is $17, so it'd be $27 for both. That's a pretty good deal if that's something you've had your eye on and just been holding off. Your day has come. Okay, to get started with the card base, it's going to be shorter, but we're going to add to it. Let me get all my little scrappies out of here. Okay. The card base is 7.5 by 4 1/4. So this is 7.5 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide. And then we're going to score it with whatever you use to score. I'm going to use my paper trimmer and my scoring blade. 2 inches on one end of the 7.5 inch side. And that is going to be our card base. That creased really well. Then we're going to just kind of layer some things up. I've got some Highland Heather. These are 2 pieces, are 1 3/4 by 4. And I am going to layer them with some of our Designer Series paper. And the Designer Series paper measures 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. Then I'm just going to use a little bit of snail. This is a retired adhesive from Stampin' Up! That I really like. It's fast fuse, so if you see me using it and wondering what it is, that's what it is. They are coming out with some new adhesive, so I'm excited to give it a try and see what I think. In the new catalog, we were not able to order the new adhesive in our pre-order. Okay, I'm just layering this Designer Series paper right on top of the Highland Heather. And then we're going to take one of these. I'm going to take this one with all the pretty flowers and put it on the top where we made that 2-inch flap. I'm just going to adhere that, oops, to that top flap. Okay, now to make this little bottom part of our card front, they're going to be held together by our oval dies here. So let's set this aside and get that going. I am going to cut a scallop circle from, let me read what these are. This is 3 1/2 by 2 1/2, and I'm using a scallop oval from the Layering Oval dies. These are the Layering Oval dies, and I'm using, I think it's the 3rd largest scalloped oval. And then another one of my favorites, I'm using the Stitched Shapes dies, and I'm using the 2nd largest oval from the Stitched Shape dies. And I'm going to cut a piece, an oval out of some Wisteria, I keep calling this Wisteria Wonder, Highland Heather. And that measures the same as our Blackberry Bliss, 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. So let's die cut those out. And voila! I had time today to get my die cutting ahead of time. So we're just going to layer the stitched oval right on top of the scalloped oval. I can't see very well unless I'm right on top of it, and I don't think that's very centered. No, I should leave well enough alone. But I think we can fix it. We can fix it. Let's try and do this a little better. There we go. Now we're going to put our little card together. I forgot to adhere this layer to our, this is also Blackberry Bliss. This is 4 1/4 by 2. So it's the same size as our top flap. And I'm just going to layer this on top of it. Forgot that part. Okay, now this is the only tricky part about this card, is you want to make sure it's squared up really well with the bottom. You don't want to slide, because this is how your card is going to open and close. So all I did is I like to take a little piece of washi tape and put it, back to back. You could use like a Post-it note or something to hold it. But I'm just going to put that on there just to keep that from moving. So now I know that it's all squared up on the front, the sides, and the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to put just a little bit of adhesive on the tops of our oval, and I'm going to put just a tiny bit right here in the center and right there in the center, just to kind of help grab that. Try and do this so it's all straight. And like I said, make sure your that bottom 2-inch panel is real square. You can even, put some washi tape like this so that it doesn't move on you. Ugh, unless you yank it up like that. Try this again. There we go. Okay. That should be good. Now we're going to put our little ovals, our layered ovals, right here in the center. Like I said, it's really hard because I can't get right over top. I stamp standing up. Does anybody out there stamp standing up? I just like to really be over top of things. Now, when we pull this tape off, we should be good to go. And then we have that little piece underneath that I'm going to get rid of. So there's our little card. Then we can put the inside in there. Let's go ahead and stamp that. I'm using Blackberry Bliss ink. It coordinates with the cardstock. And I pulled all of these colors from the Designer Series paper. All the colors I'm using today. So I'm sure everything matches. I'm going to try and get that right in the center because I kind of want that oval to cover it. There we go. And we're done with the Blackberry Bliss ink. Okay, now I'm just going to put this on the inside of the card. And I'm going to run out of my fast fuse. Never fear. So I'm going to put that right on the inside of the card. And then our oval just covers that up so you can't see it. Now we're going to make the cake. Oh, thank you, Carol. We're going to make the cake, which is pretty simple too. We need a piece of Whisper White paper, and I'm using a piece of 3 by 2 inch Whisper White paper. I'm going to use some Memento ink because we're going to do some coloring. Make sure I have the right cake. I started out with a different cake from the set. There's so many cakes. Did I show you? There's all these different types of cakes. And I started out with this one, and then I decided I wanted to use this one to match the flowers in the paper. So, make sure I get the right one. Either one would look fine. Now I'm going to look at the punch. This is just a little tip. Yeah, I think it's going to be, Carol. They were saying that it's going to be very similar to Fast Fuse, but a little easier to use. I think there was a little bit of a learning curve on the Fast Fuse deal. I don't have a problem with it, but I have had some that I've had a problem with. Okay, so I'm going to put my paper in this way to stamp it. So I want my cake to kind of be upside down on this end. That makes sense. And my cake stand, I'm going to do my cake stand after I punch my cake out because I'm going to try and use this little scrap of paper. I'm going to be stingy with the paper. Okay, this is real quick and easy to color. I just used some light Highland Heather. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Wisteria Wonder. Is that a color that's retired, I think? That was similar. And just coloring in these roses, or whatever they are. Peonies. Everyone's been showing their beautiful peonies on Facebook. Peonies? Peonies. How do y'all say it? Okay, and then I took my dark Highland Heather and I just, these tiny little, would they be called nonpareils? Is that how you pronounce it? In the baking world? Those little tiny, this could just be little dots of frosting. But I'm just taking my dark Highland Heather and coloring those in. And then I think I used this dark petal pink. And there's these little, I don't know what they are. It looks like a little ribbon. Little ribbon of frosting across the bottom of the cake. And I'm just filling in those little, I'm not adding a whole lot to it, but I am adding a little color. Okay. And that's all I did on the cake. So let's punch that out. And I might have to use a handle. If your little paper's a little small to use your punch, that's the wrong one. You can make a little handle out of a just scrap of cardstock to kind of help you guide your image into the punch. I guess I was a little stingy with the, and that really didn't work for my my cake stand. So I'm going to have to grab some Whisper White, which I thought I had some right here just in case. I could try and stamp on that, but I don't know that y'all want to see that. Excuse my reach. I know I have scraps of paper here. I've been working all morning. Unless I put them away as being too efficient. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to have to take my microphone off. Oh, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. I did have it on my desk and then I just moved it. So I apologize for that. Okay. So we're going to stamp our little cake stand. And I'm using Memento ink for that too. And I want to pay attention to how that goes in too. So I kind of want it upside down. If we used our Stamparatus, we could, I'd show you a trick to place them so that you can punch them both out at the same time. But I wanted this one to be kind of a quick and easy. So I'm coloring this in with the light Seaside Spray. Seaside Spray is a very subtle blue color. I want it to look a little bit like a glass cake platter. And I'm going to punch it out. Earlier, I should have done the cake stand first, and then the cake, and then I would have had enough paper, but that's okay. Then I also used this little image that's in the stamp set. It's just a little flower topper. They have these cute little images. They have candles and candy and a heart and this little flower topper. So since our paper has all the floral, I wanted to use the flower topper. And then we'll fussy cut that out. Thank you, Joy. How are you? When you have this pretty of paper, you can't really go wrong, right? It's the paper that really makes the card. The paper is just beautiful. Okay, and then I just colored these real quickly with, again, the Highland Heather, the light, and I colored the little roses in with the light. And then there's some little daisies. So I took the dark Highland Heather just to have a little bit of contrast and colored the daisies with that. I didn't add a lot of extra color. And then for the leaves, I'm using light Old Olive. There's a little center of a daisy right here. I'm going to use the white. Okay, and then I just fussy cut those out, and they're real easy because they're just a triangle. So pretty easy to fussy cut, not a whole lot, and it's so tiny. This card, I made it a birthday card, but it would be a nice card for a wedding or a bridal shower or Mother's Day, just any girly little holiday. Okay, almost done. Now we just need to adhere our cake onto the card front. So I'm just going to use a little the multi-purpose liquid glue. Doesn't take a lot. Oh, here comes my dogs. And the height of the cake is perfect for this size of oval that I used. That was a happy accident, actually. I just didn't want to use too big of an oval to cover up that paper. I wanted the paper to really be the center. I just love it. I'm sorry it's going away. But we'll have new paper to love. All right, I'm going to set those flowers right on top of the cake. And that is the card. I'm calling it a panel card. I believe that's what it would be called. If you think it's something different, let me know. But we're using panels, so I'm assuming it's a panel card. But it's just kind of a fun, different card, kind of a peekaboo card. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. I will be back here tomorrow, Wednesday, for Coffee and a Card. We're day off. I took the day off yesterday. Kind of spent it with my hubby. We didn't do anything, so but I figured it was a holiday, and let's enjoy it and take the day. So that's why I didn't come on live yesterday. I know some people. Hi Donna. I know some people did go live yesterday, but I just kind of sat on my porch and watched the rain fall and read and just relaxed yesterday. So tomorrow I'll be back with Coffee and a Card. That's all I have for you today. Let me flip me back here. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.